Hello everyone, Gio here. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having a good day. So for today's video, this is video number 9. I'm gonna tell everyone the story, a very, very, very critical, important story to my journey and how I got here. So basically, like, the most amazing thing happened to me, and so let me preface this all by saying that with what I'm attempting to do with my life now, and where I'm at with everything, and how important everything is, for me to live a life that's pleasing to God. Now from this point on, honesty is absolutely critical for me. It's one of the very, very, very important things that I live by now. Is I need to be honest at all times. Because being honest with myself and being honest with you, or being honest with everyone, it's looked at upon by God, and He's going to see that. He's going to know if I'm not being honest or if I'm lying or anything, and it's going to take away from everything that I'm saying. So, it'll take all meaning away from my word. When you lie and when you are dishonest, it does that. It takes meaning from your word and what you say. And that's one thing I never understood from people that like to lie all the time and make things up, is why would you want your word not to count for anything? And in the end, that's all that we have really, is our word. So when you speak, you want people to listen to it. And I would hate that if I spoke and everyone would just have to doubt everything that I'm saying. Like that would absolutely crush me. So I really try to be honest. I don't try to be honest. I am honest at all times. I'm honest to a fault now at all times. I wasn't always like that, but I definitely am now. So I just wanted to preface what I'm going to say to you, with that thought, so you know that I am being honest, and I wouldn't say anything unless it was absolutely the truth. So, okay, when I went to rehab in March, I went there on my own, and while I was there, at first it was really, really tough. But then I started to find my way, and I started to feel more comfortable, and I started to really buy into everything that I was hearing, and realize that sobriety was really, truly what I wanted, and how important it was to me, and I was so happy to have that now in my life. But then when I got out of rehab, April 1st. I went in March 1st. I got out April 5th. On April 7th, I ended up smoking. I took 4 hits of something, and then I was absolutely crushed. Like, it took so much out of me, and I was so disappointed in myself, and I didn't know what to do. But at the moment that I did that, I was very lost. I found myself back in the area here by circumstances, and I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I was just very, very, very uncomfortable, and I didn't know exactly what to do. But while I was in rehab, I really started taking to praying and speaking to God and asking Him for guidance, and asking Him just to guide me, and that I would follow whatever it is that I'm supposed to do. So just whatever would happen, that would be what is meant for me to do, and therefore I would go into it knowing that I'm doing this for the right reasons, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm back home now, and I take those 4 hits, and I did not know what to do. So the place that I was at, I went outside, and I prayed for God. I prayed to Him to please help me get out of this situation, because I was so lost, and I didn't know how to get out of it, and I seen my life starting to, how easily it could get away from me again. I felt that. I felt that it was going to just get away from me, and that there was nothing I could even do, and I would be right back into, my addiction again, and I would lose everything that I had just worked for, as far as going to rehab and everything, and the feeling that I had coming out of rehab, and the feeling that I had when I was in rehab, of strength and hope and everything. I felt it all slipping away so quickly. So when I prayed to God, I prayed for Him to help me get out of the situation. And then shortly after that, probably within an hour, the car that I was in ended up getting pulled over. And at the time, I knew that I possibly had warrants and everything. So when we got pulled over, I immediately told the cops, I said, I have a warrant. and told the cop who I was. Now, in the past, I would have done everything in my power to not either tell the cops who I am or to get away from the cops, whether it be jumping out of the car and running or whatever it might be. I'm going to try to duck that situation at all costs. But in this moment, I actually told the cops who I was and said I had a warrant, and the cops brought me down to the station. So now when I'm at the station, I'm telling the cops immediately. I tell them, I said, you need to put me in jail. I told them, I said that there's nothing for me out here. I said that there's just nothing for me out here. There's nothing good for me out here. I need to be put in jail, is what I said to the cop. So, and I told the cop, I said, I have every single possession I have is in this duffel bag that I have. I really have nowhere to go, and I have no plan. So therefore, just please put me in jail because there's nothing left for me out here, and I was lost. So upon doing that, the officers really started to kind of like poke fun at me, and you know, they're like just being very, very rude to me and giving me a really hard time and just not being nice at all. They're like making fun of me. And so in the situation that I was in, you know, where I'm telling them I want to go to jail, I have nothing, there's nothing for me here, you know, like I'm begging them, you know, for help. And they're what they did at this moment was they choose to, you know, act like they're almighty powerful, you know, like they have all this power, and ha 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 to you, you know, you're just an addict and this and that, you're a criminal, and you know, I'm a police officer, so therefore, you know, I'm better than you, and so I'm going to talk to you any way I want to, and I'm going to, you know, put you down, and I'm going to make you feel even worse than you already feel. You know, that was the approach that they took with me, you know, at first. And then at one point in time, I stood right up, and with like all the conviction in the world, you know, I said to the officer, I said, you're not hurting me with what you're saying right now. I said, you're not doing anything. You can't make me feel any worse. I said, I already told you where I'm at with my life. I already told you I have nothing. Every possession I have is in my duffel bag. So you really can't make me feel worse, you know? So I said, all you're doing at this moment is you're just taking away, you're hurting yourself. I told him. I said, you know, you're letting this power that you have, you know, hurt you. You know, it's not a good look for you to be like this. It's not a good look for you to act like this. Whereas in a situation, you know, you can choose to be a good person and try to help someone, or else you can choose to be, you know, like this and be a cause of the problem, you know, be part of the problem in the world today and make someone feel worse, you know, and just act like you're better than someone. And I said, you know what? I said, if I was in front of God, even with me being a criminal, even with me being an addict, I said, if I was in front of God, I believe that He would welcome me with open arms. He would say, finally, you're here. And He would be extremely happy to see me because of how I've lived my life and the way I've treated people and the way I've acted in my life towards other people, and how much I've wanted just to help people and be good to people and be good for people. I said that I would be welcomed with open arms. I said, I bet that you couldn't say the same thing. And like, I said that with all the conviction in the world. I'm not even sure where it came from, you know, at that moment where I'm at my lowest point, how I could have all this conviction behind what I was saying, but I felt like that they really, really, truly needed to hear that. I felt like they needed to hear that from me. And at that moment, the cop said, he said, you know what? He said, you're right. He said, you're absolutely right. He said that it's not fair. He said, I shouldn't be talking to you like that, and you're absolutely right. And they actually apologized to me, and from that moment on, they treated me with respect and were very, very kind to me, and I truly appreciated that. So that all being said, the cop actually made some phone calls and everything, and he got me to be able to go in front of a judge by telling them that this guy wants to go to jail right now. You know, he has this charge, and he says he wants to go to jail. With the bail reform and everything the way it is right now, chances are I probably wouldn't have went to jail, but he actually said that. So now, now I'm in the police station, and this is the part that's like crazy and like hard to believe, but this is the God's honest truth. You know, with God looking upon me now and everything, God spoke directly to me. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to like say, like, I don't know what his voice sounded like now at this point, but I know that this happened. While I'm sitting there and I'm handcuffed in the station, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, like, it came over me, like I don't know, like this thing came over me. I had my eyes closed, and all I'm seeing is all these lights and everything, and like God spoke directly to me, and God told me, He said that He was proud of me. He said that everything is going to be okay. He said, just follow on the path that you're on, and that everything will always be provided for me, that I'll never need for anything. I'll always be okay. I'll always be taken care of, is how he put it. That I'll always be taken care of. Now, I didn't take that to mean I'm going to have abundance or anything like that, but he just meant that I never had to worry. Now, in this moment, I have nowhere to live. I have one duffel bag full of possessions. I have no plan for anything. And this is what he says to me. And I believed that. And I said back to him, I said, are you really talking to me right now? Is this really happening? And then I said, are you going to talk to me all the time? And it was very strange. But I just said, like, it's so beautiful. I can't believe how beautiful that this is. Like, everything I was seeing, all these colors and everything, it really was so beautiful. Now, I've been an addict for a good part of my life, so I've done a lot of drugs. And these were not drugs that I did that would make me see things like this or have this thing. So it wasn't an impact. And the drugs were hours earlier that I did. And it was for measly hits, like really, really measly hits or something. So it wasn't anything where this is an effect of the drugs or anything. This truly, truly happened to me. And I'm sharing this with you. I haven't shared it with many people because it's kind of a hard thing to say and a hard thing really to have people hear. But for some reason today, this is what I felt like I had to do and had to share. So I'm telling you. So now I truly, like, this happened. So now this happens. So now I go to jail. And while I'm in jail, like, I did everything I could possibly do to ensure my success when I got out. Like, just, I put everything into learning as much as I could about the Lord. I started reading the Bible. Like, I'd never been able to read the Bible before, but I read the Bible not cover to cover, but I read it based on reading a Bible in a year. I started with day one, and I read Genesis, and I read through, and I checked off every single day. But I read 365 days worth of Bible. I was in jail for a total of 83 days, and I didn't get the Bible for the first 4 days I was there before I actually got the Bible. So I read that in about 79 days. Now, the weird thing was, so now when I'm in jail and I go to court, at court, my very first court date, they offer me, they say, we'll give you 6 months on all your charges. So I had a lot of charges throughout Herkimer County, just drug-related charges, things, as far as like petty larcenies, things I had to do to get drugs, or just nothing, no charges that, except for that were caused by my addiction. The charges were. So they offered me 6 months based on all the charges. At that time, I had probably close to 50 days in. So on 6 months, you're going to do 119 days. So that's not too bad. And it would have been very easy for me to take that. And so, but I stood up in court and I said, Your Honor, I said that's an amazing offer. I said, I don't want to be disrespectful or anything. I said, but I just had went to rehab, and I really, really, really want to get this. I really want to get recovery. I really want to be in recovery, and I really don't want to be this person anymore. And I said, is there anything that I can do that might be harder to do, that might not be such a good offer, but will involve recovery, will involve treatment, I said. And at that time, that's when they said, well, how about treatment court? And I said, that would be amazing. So now for treatment court, now instead of, the 6 months and everything, I'm going to do it's a year in treatment court, and then that's accompanied by 3 years probation. So rather than and by the time I got released 83 days in, so I would have had 19, 29, about 35 days left on my charge. I could have completed it, but instead I took a year of treatment court and the 3 years of probation. So But it was very strange because I was supposed to kind of get the treatment court like a lot sooner and everything, but the way that it worked, like literally the day I finished reading the Bible, like I thought I was getting out about 4 weeks before I actually got out, but I kept on reading the Bible, and the day I finished reading the Bible, like an hour later, I ended up basically getting out. So it was kind of like meant to happen that way, that I was supposed to finish the Bible when I was in there. So that was kind of how I looked at that. But I took all that treatment and I did everything I could possibly do in order to make sure that I was accountable to something when I got out, just to give myself the best chance. Because as great as I felt, because I felt great getting out of rehab, and I still, within really, really quickly, I picked up and I used. And I was disappointed in myself. So I just wanted to make sure that I had as much over my head, as much as I could possibly do in order to give myself the best chance to succeed. So anyone in any sort of position, where you can do this, you have to put everything you have into this. This isn't an easy thing. This is one of the hardest things in the world that anybody has to do. Once we pick up these drugs, for whatever reason why we pick them up, we physically change our brain. We physically change our brain to, now it's different. Now whereas a normal person's brain doesn't make them want this at all times, this is what, your brain, doing the drugs causes your brain to do. It causes you just to think about this, and that's what you want so much. But that's a whole topic for a different day. But I just wanted to share with you how God truly spoke to me, and how I got to this point I'm at now. And every day I pray for Him to help me get to my purpose, which now I feel like my purpose is to share these videos, so that hopefully I can help other people, to show them that they can be recovered too. Not that I'm ever going to be fully recovered, but I'm in recovery and I feel very, very good. I wake up every day without needing a drug to wake up, without needing something to make me feel better, without needing anything to elevate me, and I'm very happy with myself. I'm happy to not need those things, and it feels so great to not want those things, and to just be happy with my life as it is, to be happy to go to work and come home to my house, and to watch TV, and to make dinner, and to buy presents for Christmas, things that I haven't done in so long. It feels so great to do those things, and just to be a productive member of society, to where I can be proud of who I am today. I can be proud of the person I am, and I can talk to people, the other day an officer came into my work, and just talking with him, and just the way that he talked to me, and with the respect that he showed me while he talked to me, it felt really, really good. And that's a good result of what your life can be. You can have that as well. So for anyone who's still struggling out there is hope, but you got to put in the work, and you got to truly, truly want it. And you have to look to God to support you, to help you, to get you there. And the best way to do that, is through prayer, prayer and everything. And you got to get to know His story as far as the Bible, and anything you can do to talk with Him throughout the day, and to be as close as you can with Him. To develop that relationship, because that's what's going to help you get through, as well as that's going to help you stay strong. So that's what I advise anyone, and I just wanted to share with you that story. I don't know if you're going to believe it or not, but it's God's honest truth. God's honest truth. But it really, really happened to me, and that's how I know that with 100% fact that God is real, and with 100% fact that God can do anything, because He spoke to me, at a moment where I really, truly needed Him to speak to me, to give me hope, and to give me, a feeling of good job, because it was weird standing up to those cops like I did like that, and I did that not for myself, that wasn't to make them stop picking on me or anything, but I felt like that they truly needed to hear that for themselves. I felt like they needed to hear that, because they were in a position where they can do something, good, but they're taking their power to their heads, and they're wanting to make someone feel bad, and I just didn't understand how that you could want to do that in that situation. So by me standing up to them and everything, I think think that I impressed upon God, and He was happy with me at that moment. So He showed me that by speaking to me the way that He did, and by giving me the hope that He gave me going forward. So that's all brought me to where I'm at now, and I really wanted to share that with you. And I love everybody, and please subscribe to my video, please subscribe to my channel, and please like the videos and comments and everything. I'm really trying to do something special with these and everything, and I really want people to be able to see where I'm at now, because anyone who knew me in the life knew how enthralled in addiction I've been for so long now, and that the thought of me getting out and being where I'm at now probably never seemed possible to a lot of people. So I really just want to show them that this is possible, and that it does feel great, and it feels amazing. It's amazing to know Christmas is coming, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see my family, and to be able to, you know, not the presents or everything, but to be able to just show them how much I love them, you know, based on, you know, the fact that I am sober and I'm doing this, but also based on the fact that I'm able to think of them, you know, by getting them things that I think that they would like and stuff. Like, it feels very good to be able to do that. So, I don't know, I hope everyone else can try to get here, and that, you know, if you really do want this, I'm always here for you, and I love everyone. I thank everyone. Thank you for your support, and I hope everyone has a blessed, best day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you. I love y'all. Bye.